from Law and Crime magazine. Judge rebukes Department of Justice explanation for ignoring the court order.
Without objection, ordered.
Subhead is the government again evaded its obligations. The judge upbraids the Trump administration's woefully and insufficient explanation for flouting his court order. The second one is from NBC News. Trump administration's threat to suspend core U.S. legal right sparks outcry and alarm.
Without objection, to order. Chair now recognizes Ms. Pressley from Massachusetts.
Thank you to our Democratic governors for being here today. This hearing is an utter and complete waste of your time. It is a waste of taxpayer dollars. Republicans have called you here alleging that you are circumventing federal law. You are not. But you know who is the poster child, who is violating federal law daily? The current occupant of the Oval Office, Donald J. Trump. To make matters worse, these hardworking governors had to leave their states to be here in a moment when their work is incredibly difficult. Because Donald J. Trump and his accomplices and co-conspirators, who, by the way, Donald Trump doesn't give a damn about your constituents, and he doesn't give a damn about you. He doesn't even respect the seat you hold in Congress as a co-equal branch of government. But Donald Trump and his accomplices, many of whom are in this room, are hell-bent. What you want your legacy to be is that you're tearing food away from our babies and medical care from our elders. These Democratic governors have to stand in the gap and figure out how to stretch budgets and modify programs to keep their constituents fed and alive. Constituents like this precious little soul that I wish I didn't have to leave to come be here. Layla, who drew me this rainbow, a 5-year-old who lives with a rare liver disease, had a successful liver transplant at Boston Medical Center. Thank God. She is thriving today. But Layla will need immunosuppressant drugs for the rest of her life that are paid for by Medicaid. And without Medicaid, well, I shudder to think what might happen to Layla. But for sure, a family will at least go bankrupt trying to do everything to keep their baby alive. That's what these governors, that's the situation that they've been put in because you're a big-ass, ugly bill, and if it comes to pass. And they're dealing with the fallout of this White House pulling federal grants recklessly. Grown men throwing temper tantrums. So again, let me be plain. The Trump administration is breaking the law, not these Democratic governors. Ms. Perryman, how many legal challenges is the Trump administration currently facing?
I believe there's over 300 right now.
And Ms. Perryman, can you explain how litigation like this has helped to shield and defend vulnerable communities?
Absolutely. Without our courts upholding the rule of law and upholding the rights of people, right now there could be federal funds frozen across the country that would endanger things like Head Start and Meals on Wheels and community safety programs, including community safety programs that help prosecutors and help law enforcement in states and communities across the country. The administration has terminated over $800 million in Office of Justice program grants that we are having to challenge in court, and the list goes on and on and on.
Thank you, Ms. Perryman. Thank you for your good work. That's right, in case after case, the media might not want you to know, but we are winning. Trump tried to end birthright citizenship, blocked. He tried to shut down asylum, blocked. He tried to defund cities, blocked. And because we are winning in court, Republicans are trying to change the rules to rig the system. Tucked in the big ugly bill the Republicans voted for is a provision, Section 70302, titled Restriction on Enforcement, that would restrict the judiciary from enforcing court orders and holding government officials accountable. This is an intentional and deliberate attempt to undermine the courts so that the Trump administration can break the law with impunity. Republicans, Ms. Perryman, pretend to care about law and order, but this provision is the exact opposite. What message does this send to people who count on the courts to protect their rights?
It suggests that the people that voted for the bill don't want the American people protected and that they don't want them to access their courts and access the ability to protect their rights.
Don't want the American people protected, that part. Allegedly all in the name of law and order and safety. This is about nothing but power and control and abuse of power and terror, which makes everyone less safe. The shame and the sham of it all. I yield back.
Chair recognizes Mr. Grofman from Wisconsin.
Thank you. Glad to see we have 3 governors here.